Sorry guys, look how many wires I got out. How many wires? So many wires. This is the speaker wires, wires for the windows and everything else. A lot. Carpets, installations, and everything is gonna be thrown away. I called a buddy of mine that has an E46 M3. I told him, listen, come check it out. Whatever you need, whatever you want that I'm not gonna use, you could take it. Door panels, they're in good condition. Like I say, the car was in good condition when I got it. It was up and running. He had carpets, he had seats, he had everything. It was a running, driving car. So now I want to talk about the wires that I was telling you guys before. As you guys can see here, all these wires that I cut, I took the fuses out. I checked in the wiring diagram, and I checked my meter as well before actually cutting them, because you want to know what you're cutting. You might be cutting a wire that's going to short something out, that's going to blow out the fuse, that's sharing a component that you need to be using. So I cut the wires with the system live. Okay, I have a charger hooked up to the battery in the back, so I can have the key on, and everything is live as I'm working on, and I'm putting my meter and checking which wire to cut and whatnot. I have the cluster connected so the CAN bus can communicate with all the other control units. So my original plan was to remove the wires from the main body harness that you guys see there, and I was gonna open that up and remove one by one from the fuse box or the control units, which this is the general module that controls the lights, windows, etc. But this is just gonna add so much on top of what I have to do already. I have to take the motor out, I have to take the trans out, I have to do a manual swap, I have to install the turbo and everything else for the turbo, have to do a roll cage, paint the car. So it's just gonna add so much, and I want to get the car out of here so I can get the cage done, start working on the motor. And really, those wires, those extra wires that are in there is not gonna bother me. So I'm just gonna bolt up the fuse box back to where it goes once I put the dash back in, and those wires are gonna be just like this one. I got this lump out, which used to go to the sunroof, and this is how I isolated everything. Okay, put shrink tubes and isolated one by one. I checked to see, I believe there was one wire that was live and it had 12 volts, so I put extra shrink tubes to it, tape shrink tube on top, so it's not touching anything and it's just there disabled and not going to be used. So I'm just going to attach this piece of wires that no longer going to be used, which is this part that I got out. So I'm just going to attach to this so it's nice and clean, not like you don't see a bunch of wires hanging around. Just going to be attached to this one with tape, and once everything bolts back up, you're not going to see wires all over the place, because I hate looking at a car that has wires all over the place, all over the place. And if something goes wrong, you have no idea what you're looking at, what you're diagnosing, and how to fix the car. If an electrical problem happens in one of those cars with wires all over the place, you're pretty much done. You're not drifting. You want to be you want to fix your car as fast as possible so you can go back in the track and drift. So you want to make it simple as possible. So all these wires, they're disabled, the fuses are out. Some of them you can pull the fuse out because, like I say, they share the same fuse with a different component. So what I did was, like for example, this wire, okay, this wire was still live, was a 5-volt wire, so I just put shrink tube, 2 shrink tubes, or maybe even 3, and you don't see the wire. It's not gonna be touching the body of the car and rubbing and causing a short. So but again, I'm gonna put this wire back in the loom and I'm gonna tape everything together. It's not gonna look like this, it's gonna look like that, because I had a lump of wires just like this side I had on that side. So this side's done. I only left out those 2 wires because I'm gonna be using this power wire and this ground wire for something else. I don't know what I'm gonna be using for yet. Maybe a light, maybe some air fuel ratio gauge or boost gauge or something that's going to be here in the center. But this is just the idea of what it's going to be looking like after I work on this side. Okay, so it works for me. It worked for my last car. Never had a problem with the electrical, and this is what's gonna be done. But again, imagine how much weight we're saving, guys, with this. It's a lot of crap, unneeded, unnecessary, that you don't need. The wires for the seats, airbags, windows, you name it, everything came out. So, and all that's coming out too. So I'll get back to you guys as soon as I clean everything up, get everything out of here, and I'll show you guys how clean this thing is gonna look inside after everything is trimmed down. All right, guys, so I'm just done with chopping the wires. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like inside now. So before I show you guys, this is how much stuff I took out of the car. Carpets, door panels, insulation, some ducts for the AC. There's a lot of stuff. All of that came out. This is the second pile, actually. The first pile I took another, this is half the carpet for the car, so I took the other half. Heater box came out and a whole bunch of panels. This is the second pile, and this is the second trash can that I took out from insulation, wires, some wires, because some of the wires I kept because just in case I need for something. So I kept that whole box full of wires, which is good wires for power, ground, or whatever other components that I need. I'm just gonna use the OEM wires, which is great wires for some stuff. But yeah, this is the second pile and second trash can that I got from inside the car, besides the seats already. So it's a lot of stuff. So this is what it looks like now. I'm gonna show you guys a comparison before, what it looks like and what it looks like now. All right, guys, so now as you guys can see from the picture before, there was a lot of wires in that middle section. Wire for the seats here, for the center console, and this is what it looks like now. These wires are now gonna be here in the car. They are supposed to be here. This is what I'm keeping so far. I'm probably gonna do a nylon, it's a nylon wrap for wires, so I'm probably gonna do that, because the wires are supposed to be covered, right, with the carpet and the panels. It's not supposed to be exposed like that. That's why the factory just throw like a little tape on it like they did. So for a race car, we don't run a carpet. It's gonna be wrapped. I'm gonna get it wrapped, and it's not gonna show like that, okay, since it's gonna be exposed and nothing is gonna cover. This is what it's gonna look like. All right, it's getting there. All those wires are wires that I'm gonna keep, including the third brake light. I'm gonna use the stock one. So everything that's unnecessary was taken out. I'm very happy about this middle section here because there was a lot of wires in that section, and that hole there, as you guys can see, I'm gonna show you guys here, which is better. There was a lump of wires for the door panel, the speakers, the mirror adjustment, the windows. So all those wires came out. It was like this thick going in here, going in the hole. As you guys can see, it looks factory to me. Like you can't even tell there was a lump of wires going in that hole. All right, I isolated everything. This is for the OBD port, which I'm gonna keep somewhere here, probably underneath the dash like this. Gonna make a mounting for it, and yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm stoked. So now all this is gonna be painted white. I'm gonna paint everything white. Obviously, I'm gonna just unbolt the wiring from the body of the car, send everything down, paint, get all this insulation out of here. I don't even know if it's called insulation. I never knew the correct name for it. If you guys know the name of this unnecessary stuff that's in the car, drop it down in the comment below. But I call insulation. So I'm gonna get some dry ice, put on this thing, and break this down. But that's gonna be a second video. For now, this is it. I don't want to make this video too long. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for showing support and coming back here on the channel. And the reason why I do this, the reason why I'm doing these videos and I'm wasting my time, taking time out of what I'm doing and showing you guys everything, you know, it's for you. So thankful for you guys being here and watching me. If there's anything else that you guys want to see, if there's any ideas that you guys want to throw, please feel free to comment down below. And again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, peace.